when my parents handed over the business to my sister because she's better with people. I still remember the snap of the napkin hitting the table. My mom, Sharon, just told my hungry daughters they could eat later, flicking 2 cheap paper squares their way like they were dogs. In that instant, something inside me finally broke. My daughters, Isabel and Harper, still in their soccer uniforms, watched the cheap paper land, then slowly looked up at me, their faces a mix of confusion and silent hurt. My sister Olivia's daughters, Sophia and Grace, just across the table, were already diving into their gourmet pasta, each bite a flashing neon sign of everything wrong. The air crackled with a tension thicker than any expensive sauce. Michael, Olivia's husband, let out a laugh that scraped my nerves. Should have fed them first, he chuckled, not even bothering to glance at me. A cold knot tightened in my chest, but I just smiled politely, leaned close to Izzy and Harper, and whispered, "Copy that." When the waiter returned, notepad ready, I stood up. But to truly get this, you need to know how we even got to that table. How we ended up in a restaurant where 2 little girls were being taught, loud and clear, that in this family, there's a VIP list and everyone else just claps quietly from the sidelines. My name is Noah. I'm 36, and I've been treading on eggshells around my family since I was old enough to realize that not all kids get the same kind of love. My 2 daughters, Izzy, 10, and Harper, 8, are the absolute best parts of me. And my wife, Chloe? She probably should have run for the hills, considering the family she married into. But she stuck around, mostly for me, sometimes for the sheer entertainment value, because my family isn't just dramatic. No, they're a slow-motion train wreck where the engine swears it's never derailed, while the caboose is, quite literally, on fire. Let me tell you about my sister, Olivia. She's 38, 2 years my senior, and she's been the undisputed princess since the day she was born. If Olivia spilled juice as a kid, it was, "Noah, what did you do to distract your sister?" If she forgot her homework, it was, "Noah, why didn't you remind her?" And God forbid I ever wanted anything she already had. She didn't just get the bigger slice of cake, she got the whole cake stand. She married Michael. Of course she did. He's one of those guys who just looks like he owns a yacht, whether he does or not. They live in a massive house in the suburbs with a dog that gets Christmas presents from my parents, while I'm still waiting for my girls to get a single birthday card. Not that I expected anything anymore. Hope had checked out of that building years ago. Now, my mom, Sharon, she could win an Olympic medal in selective generosity. Lavish brunches for Olivia's kids, just because packages sent to day camps, and bragging to our church group about how well Olivia was raising those girls. But for mine? You should learn to budget better, Noah. As if budgeting would magically create grandparents who remember birthdays. That dinner wasn't just some random bad night. It was the culmination of years of tiny humiliations, forced smiles, and me letting things slide for the sake of peace. I used to think being the bigger person meant staying quiet, letting go. But the thing about bottom left of screen, click full story.